Hello my friends, my name is Artur and I am an Estonian YouTuber. There is this one video that says that Theodore Roosevelt is the manliest president of America. I want to see if that is true. I've heard about stories about many presidents, some of them shot, some of them made very good decisions, some very bad. I know nothing about Teddy Roosevelt. And if someone says suddenly that he's the manliest president, of course I gotta put it onto a debate. Is it true? We're gonna find out today.
How can I give an accurate picture of just how manly this man is?
Look at this body!
Okay, do you remember those Chuck Norris facts that were popular like 10 years ago?
There are 10 million people in the world of Warcraft because Chuck Norris allows them to live.
Turns out they were invented for Teddy Roosevelt.
What? So Teddy Roosevelt was like Chuck Norris of its time, right? Chuck Norris before Chuck Norris was Teddy Roosevelt. Damn.
Young Teddy was actually a sickly kid with terrible asthma, but by age 7 he was already a hunter and a museum curator. It all started when he got a discarded seal head from the local market and proceeded to spend the next 2 years killing any living thing he could get his hands on and stuffing them in his bedroom. He then grew up to be a gentleman.
That sounds pretty damn horrible. He might be a psychopath, not the manliest man. Killing every living thing he gets his hands on. Yikes.
And a scholar, graduating Harvard magna cum laude and becoming a published historian and ornithologist on top of joining the rowing and boxing teams. Now, crippling asthma wasn't good for such an intrepid young man, so he overcame it with sheer force of will. His doctor told him, "Hello, Theodore. Yes, I wanted to inform you that you shouldn't be doing anything that might trigger your asthma. It could have serious adverse effects on your health, potentially leading..."
Gotta stop you right there, Chief. Live fast, die young. Know what I'm saying?
Where are you right now? But things weren't all alpine sunshine.
I know people like that. Estonians are a lot like that. Very masochistic and working themselves to death.
Shortly after his daughter was born, his mother died of fever.
Thank God I have you for support, honey. Where's Alice?
And so Roosevelt makes like Batman and vows to fight for justice. He becomes a politician in New York City, sniffing out corruption and running up against party leaders. Until soon he became a party leader, until soon he lost support. So he did the next best thing and became a cowboy. Moved to Dakota and dropped
Yeah, Teddy Roosevelt becoming a cowboy, a manly man.
14 grand on a cattle ranch. Again, he displays his mastery of the art of manliness in a local saloon when a man with a gun trots in and orders a round for the house on Teddy. So Teddy socks him in the jaw and knocks him senseless. Teddy Roosevelt.
Wait, how can you order a round on a house on somebody else's tab? Like, how is this possible? I'm going to a bar saying, everybody get whatever you want. This guy is paying. You can't do that really, can you?
Roosevelt brought a fist to a gunfight and won.
Oh.
Satisfied with his time in the frontier, and also because a bad winter killed all his cows, he returned to New York, this time setting out to reform the police force, so that his men were manly and not using the NYPD as a cushy political job. Speaking of political jobs, Teddy made campaign speeches for McKinley, and now he's Assistant Secretary of the Navy. But Teddy didn't believe in cushy.
What is this? This is going so fast. How does this all fit in one life? I don't understand. Like, suddenly he goes into the countryside, then his cows dies, and then suddenly he's an assistant to the Navy. What the hell? A big transition.
He took on most of the duties of his boss and started advocating to kick Spain out of Cuba. And the president agreed, but he wanted to kick Spain out diplomatically. And then the Maine blew up. McKinley, to his credit, was still trying to de-escalate the situation, but yeah, that didn't happen.
Roosevelt, I'm afraid we're going to war.
One step ahead of you, Chief. Also, I quit.
What?
Can't waste an opportunity to fight on the front lines. Yeah!
And fight he did, going above and beyond anything he was ordered to. So now he's an ornithologist, a historian, a cowboy, a police chief,
This is only possible in America, and not nowadays America, old school America. Nowadays, would you imagine your president or your Navy assistant being a countryman, a cowboy, an ornithologist, all of this in one lifetime? Not possible. Not possible even now, at all nowadays. I think back then America was this wild country where you could be anything.
Politician and a war hero. Just the kind of person party boss Tom Platt needs to nominate for governor of New York. And Teddy cinches the election. Heck, he was on such a roll, maybe he could even be president someday. And then the vice president dies, and Teddy's friends tell him, "Hey, you should run for VP." Teddy says no, because the VP does nothing, and then he gets a message from McKinley saying,
"Just so you know, you're not allowed to be my VP.
But then...
Hear ye, hear ye! Vote Roosevelt for VP at the Republican Convention!
He's like the person who does exactly the opposite that you expect him to. Like, you're not allowed. Oh, I'm gonna run for president. You have asthma. Oh, I guess I'm gonna climb tall mountains or something. Kill sharks in the ocean.
Yes, it turns out the party boss who helped put Teddy in the governor's office now wants him out of office. He and his party boss friends run Roosevelt's entire campaign without him, put him on the ballot against the president's wishes, and he won unanimously. So he and McKinley win the election, and now he's vice president. And then McKinley dies. Whoops. And look, his presidency is a video unto itself. He broke up trusts, he made national parks, he made it so that food has to be edible and drugs can't kill you, he helped promote a federal income tax and an 8-hour workday, he passed nearly as many executive orders as the previous 25 presidents combined, and he panned a man Panama Plans canal. The man's face is on a mountain next to the guy who won the Civil War and 2 of the guys who made the country. Let us just take a moment.
He's one of the best presidents of all time. Damn, I'm hyped right now.
And acknowledge his legacy. And now let's move on to the fun stuff. It's 1908, and Teddy chooses not to run for a 3rd term. Instead, he installs his friend Taft as basically a younger version of himself, and runs off to Africa where he kills 11,000 animals and brings their bodies to the Smithsonian. When he gets back,
11,000 animals, what the hell? You're a president and then you go off on a kill spree, just kill every living thing. The thing he loves to do, I guess. As a child he loved it, and now also. He loves to kill anything that moves. How could this guy be a president? Well, actually, for America, I think that's a perfect president.
turns out Taft isn't Teddy Roosevelt 2.0, so Teddy starts rethinking that 3rd term. But Republicans aren't about to give up their incumbent president for someone who was only supposed to be VP. So Teddy makes his own party. It was during his third-party presidential campaign that a man in the crowd shot him in the chest and he died. Kidding.
What?
Bullet passed through a steel eyeglass case and 50 sheets of paper, but yeah, it definitely pierced the skin. So
Oh, he got shot.
he begrudgingly tells the crowd,
Sorry, friends, but I've just been shot, so I'll have to keep this short.
30 minutes later,
Because I believe the American people can decide for themselves, not now.
another hour later,
And that, friends, is why you should vote progressive. All right, you can help me down now. I'm feeling kind of dizzy.
What the
Despite-
hell? This dude is crazy. What? We need people like that nowadays.
all that, he ended up splitting the vote because first past the post is a terrible system and Wilson won instead. So what does a man like Teddy Roosevelt do in a time like this? He explores an uncharted river in the treacherous depths of the Amazon. On this charming trip, one guy dies, one guy gets murdered, and one guy gets left for dead. And Teddy gets an infection so bad he starts reciting another man's fever dream. Then one of the most traumatic and devastating conflicts in human history popped up, and 58-year-old Teddy spotted an opportunity to relive his glory days.
58. He's only 58. He's done 3 lifetimes of things. And he has maybe 20, 30 more years to live. Damn, this dude is incredible.
He wrote to the government saying,
Ooh, put me in, Chief. I can take him.
and he got permission from Congress, but Wilson was a total buzzkill and said no. Then Teddy developed some breathing trouble, his doctor made him feel better, and then death came for him in his sleep so he could avoid getting roundhoused in the face.
He died so suddenly, what the hell? Alright. Some people are just crazy like that, running around, doing everything. Doesn't really matter what's wrong with them, what diseases they have. They just bulldozer through everything. I think Teddy is like that. Teddy, his name Teddy is like a soft bear, right? But his personality, no sir. Kill everything that moves, become president although you're not allowed to, do everything that you should not do. That's Teddy Roosevelt. Yeah, I agree, he's one of the manliest presidents America has had. I think though Chuck Norris would have made a pretty darn good president also. My friends, we have some new patrons. I will read them to you now and we will salute them together for their manliness or for their womanhood. I don't know, whichever gender they are from. Chaos Thierry, thank you. Duncan, thank you. Lucas Markosky. Markosky could be Polish, but it's like a far-fetched, no, maybe American. Gerald Floyd, appreciate it. John Miwa. Miwa to you too, my friend. Wesley Badger. Badger is like a soft, cute, furry animal, right? I got a soft, cute, furry animal sleeping right there. So thank you, Badger. Zewen Senpai. Arigato gozaimasu. Christoph Himmelsbach. Himmelsbach, you must be royalty, right? You have peasants who bow to you. You are Himmelsbach. Yeah, it sounds really royal actually. Thank you, Mr. Royalty. André LeBlanc. LeBlanc. Oh, we're French now. LeBlanc. Merci beaucoup. Mahina Wala. Yeah, it's double A. I don't know how to say it. Wah. I make the face also. Thank you, Wah. Winter Roth. Thanks, Winter Roth. I always love when the Winter Roth is supporting me. in Estonia we are having the softest winter ever. It's no snow at all, so we really do need your winter wrath here right now. Cody D! Hey Cody D! You must be a gangster, man. Thank you very much. Zachary Mikkelson. Sounds Nordic. Probably isn't, but I will say Mikkelson as they say it. Thank you. That's it for these amazing people who have supported the channel. Please, you also become a patron. I will honor you and put your name in the Hall of Fame. You will be there with the gods, with the pantheon. Thank you very much, my friends, and as always, until my next video, stay cool and bye bye.